everybody. My name is Stephen Knight with Prize Fest, and I am so excited to be here with you today to talk about Louisiana Film Prize with our top 20 filmmakers. But before we get to that, remember that the festival will be occurring September 30th through October 2nd, and you're going to want to be down here in downtown Shreveport for all of the festivities. But of course, remember that this year we are wanting to ensure the maximum health and safety of all of our attendees, volunteers, our people who are going to be working for us at the festival, and our artists. So you are going to have your vaccination card with you or a negative COVID test within 72 hours of trying to attend the festival. So without further ado, let's introduce Jaya and Jacob McSharma, directors of Nana Key Dome. So please greet our audience, guys.
Hi, audience.
Hey.
This is great. They feel already included. So I'm going to ask you guys a few questions.
Welcome to our home.
Welcome to our home.
We made it look so nice for you.
All the mess is currently being hidden.
It's right here.
It's actually, if we just turned 1 centimeter either way, you would be aghast at how we live.
It's a very delicate situation.
It's not good.
So, it's perfectly placed. All right, so let's talk about your film. How about you guys give us the high points, but no spoilers?
Oh, I think that's difficult to do with any short film, but since once again, Jay is the one that wrote it, she would be the one to give any sort of synopsis.
Oh, I thought you were going to do it. He just totally just like punched.
Just so I had some words to say to this question, because that's all I have to offer. It's her story, so.
It is based on real life experiences of being a new mom with a very traditional Indian parents and kind of navigating how to go from being someone's child to being a parent of another human being, and how that may be complicated by Indians. Indians tend to complicate things anyway. It's just what we do. So
that's really awesome.
That's the gist of it.
Well, I love that so much. So I guess I don't need to ask the question, but for the audience who may not have been listening in the last few seconds, how do you come up with the idea? What inspired it, and what inspired you as a filmmaker? I think more specifically is what they're going to want to hear about.
Yeah. So we knew we wanted to compete this year because we didn't get to make a film last year just with everything going on, and it was really important to our creative souls to make something again. So that was priority number one. And then we tossed around, I think, like 3 to 5 different ideas.
Yeah, it was tossing, and I was like, "What do you think of this one?" And I'm like, "I don't. That one's boring. I don't like that one," because you get the real answers. So eventually, she got to this one. I was like, "Now that I'm intrigued by, like that I can get behind, because if I'm the one that's going to have to put this together, I need to be excited about it." And she got to a story I was excited about.
So then I went to my real people, which was my girlfriends, and we had brunch at El Cabo Verde with some drinks, and
magic happens.
I was like, okay, so it's this, or this. I had it narrowed down to 3. I knew his vote, and of course his vote actually is integral because he's basically the production part of this duo, and directing and editing, all the things that don't involve writing or acting,
and the music.
So my girlfriends loved all the ideas, but the one that was most heartfelt was the one that we went with. And I think as a filmmaker, the one thing that I've learned, this is our 3rd short film that we've made together, is, write what you know, tell a story that's close to your heart, because regardless of how skilled you may be in these other areas, it will always come through, we hope. It will always connect to an audience when you speak to something that's true to you. So of course, we used some embellishments in the telling of the story, but I can't tell you the exact moment that I thought about making this into a short film, because it would give away one of my favorite scenes in the film. But it was a night when we were visiting my parents in Alexandria, and our way of putting Ari to sleep versus my parents' suggestions of putting Ari to sleep, which is our almost now 2-year-old son, were heavily in conflict.
Yeah.
And it led to a very interesting scenario that I found both hilarious and aggravating. And I thought that would make a good TV/film making. So that's basically what happened. But I would say to anyone that's watching, that's an aspiring filmmaker or someone who wants to write a story, write what you know, tell a story that's true to you, and that's the most important part, and everything else tends to fall into place after that.
That's actually a really awesome answer and better than I could have even hoped for. So thank you for that. So again, you guys are returning to Film Prize as a duo. You've done this with us before, but what continues to draw you to the competition?
I think the first answer we always give is that it makes us get off our butts, especially because we didn't compete last year. And I think a lot of us, at least in our intimate, creative circle, were feeling stagnant. And it's hard to get those gears moving again. And you really start to, for me personally, maybe the both of us, you actually start to question if you were ever that good at it to begin with, if you should even be doing this. But I don't know, you just see, free registration and you think, well, I've done it before. And the community that we've worked with before is still there for us and we all want to do it. So, okay, I know the people, it's a super simple story. Okay, yeah, I can do this. So you get that. And then honestly, I was just excited to get back to the festival. So I'm glad there's a way that in person, the festival is going on again, because I really miss that energy. It's not just networking, it's really connecting with that community, because there's so many filmmakers that entered this year. There's gonna be so many new names and new people that I get to meet. But getting to reconnect with the people from years past, and just that there's just a buzz in the streets that is not like anything else that happens in town.
Yeah, like no pressure. We need this. Like the creative community needs Prize Fest because we are like starving and parched for inspiration, communion. Yeah. Like I may start crying. I'm not kidding. Like Film Prize last year going virtual was the right call. And I'm so proud of having people that care about our community's health and welfare. I could cry on that. But this year, I think first of all, as artists, if you don't make art for a while, you really do start to question whether you're an artist. And that's a dangerous path to go down. But more than that, Film Prize itself is so special because we went from spectators to interviewers to being part of some films to making films. And I don't know any other way that would have happened were it not for Film Prize, because it's such a close-knit community. And between us and our friends, we made 3 films among 4 people this year in 3 weekends.
Yeah, 3 weekends,
3
back to back.
Consecutive weekends, back to back, we made 3 films. So regardless of what the result was or who got in and who didn't get in, we all felt this reckoning and a sigh of relief, like, we created stuff again. And now we get to celebrate with all our favorite people this October. And I don't know, I think it's going to resurrect me from the pandemic corpse that I've become inside, Stephen.
I think just to add to that, I was just talking with Gregory the other day, and I'm reminded what makes this festival a little bit different. And even in like the gift box we already got from Prize Fest.
So good.
And the way that it celebrates the filmmakers, and some line in the letter says something to the effect of, you really haven't done anything yet. I mean, we did make the movie and we got in, but it's so great coming back into this from that stagnant place and feeling the sense of, you did it, welcome back, you still are capable of something. It's like, okay, good.
And the shot glasses, which we promptly took 2 shots out of because that's how we roll. Of alcohol, by the way.
I am so proud of you guys. Like, honestly, the sheer amount of work and passion that you guys put in, and the vulnerability of talking about how hard it's been as artists to continue to create in a time where people are telling you to stay in one place and be stagnant, and for a good reason, right? So it's really, really amazing that you guys got to get out there. And I want to talk a little bit about that experience. What was it like filming? Are there any memorable moments from the set? And what would you like? Was there like a hidden message or anything that you want to share with us right now?
So filming this time around was so different. So
different.
If people have had a chance to watch our past 2 entries, there'd be Brown Bridget, where we're filming like in a nursing home. And just like intimate scenes like that, but there was extras. And then we went to Best in Show, where we built out a runway. We had 50, 75 extras. We did a full-fledged fashion show with maybe 10, 12 models. So we were just scaling up and up. And what I loved about this one, and it made it such a great return, is that it shrunk all the way down to this atom size.
4 people.
Yeah, it was
cast, crew, everyone, 4 people.
It was her childhood home. She basically is the actress on screen. It's her parents. and we had Josh and Melissa Munns there to
Oh,
help
so
us.
6 people.
So
sorry.
it was, yeah, it was skeleton crew and her family, and then being in a home that I'm so familiar with because we spent so much time over there, it was so comfortable. And I really think if there's any hidden message, I hoped from the beginning that people could feel what we feel when you go back in that home, even if that's not your family, you've never been there. I hope that kind of, in a sense, that vibe comes through of, I've been in a childhood home like that, where it just, I don't know, there's just some warmth that comes through the camera.
Yeah. And I think the other thing that we really want to like stress or emphasize to people is that 4 of us made 3 movies together, like we mentioned, and all of us just kept playing different roles on every set. You know, Melissa was a star of one film, a producer of another film, and the sound person on our film. Like no job was too good or too low for anyone to take on. And when you find a group of people like that, you can do anything. You can make 3 movies with 4 people. You really can do it. Yeah, that's it. That's all I had to say on that one.
Well,
We're
I'm
very
amazed.
blessed. We're very blessed.
Literally cannot believe that y'all did 3 movies with 4 people.
Yeah.
That is insane in the coolest way, and y'all are like my superheroes.
Well, you
So-
when you look at the credits, like, oh, there's that name, that name, that
yeah.
name. I don't know.
So what was it like when you guys turned in your film? Did you expect to get into the top 20? And what did it feel like when your name was actually called? And I have a little bit of insight because I did interview Josh just before this.
Oh, Lord.
So what was it like when your name got called?
You know, Josh's film getting called, his film got called first. That was actually my favorite moment because he 100% did not expect to get in.
He's like, oh, I'm just here for moral support. We're having a good time. I'm going to hang out. I'm like, okay.
And he's so convincing that we were like, gosh, maybe he won't get in. I don't know. And then the first film called was Stakeout. And I think we all just exploded with joy. It was such a great moment. Turning in the film, when was that? Oh, August 10th. Yeah. Turning in the film was a relief. Okay, here's a story for you. I got a story for you, Stephen. Okay. So obviously that was the rough cut. This is very different than any film we've ever done. You know, Bridget was a comedy, Best in Show comedy. This one is a little more drama, which made me on set. I had jokes in there, and as we read through it, we struck all the jokes like right before we started filming. And I was like, this makes me very uncomfortable because I'm used to trying to be funny on camera. And for me to just have my story out there with no bells and whistles, I didn't think that we were going to get in. He was pretty confident that we had a good chance of getting in because it's a unique story. But then I showed it to my mom, and my mom was like, Beta, I hope you don't expect anything from this film. I mean, I love you, and, you know, I want you to be happy, but just don't get upset if nothing happens. After that, and my mom is like the kindest person in the world, by the way. So it made it worse because I was like, because then she tried to make it better. Like
and also because that, you know, that was her genuine feeling.
Yeah. So after that, I was like, we're done. We're done making films. We're done. I'm done writing. We're done acting. Like all of this was a terrible idea because the kindest woman in the world was like, oh, honey, bless your heart, in an Indian way. So I was very excited when we got in, and I was like, Mom, our movie got in. She's like, I don't know if these judges saw, okay, I guess it's okay. Maybe they saw something I didn't. I don't know. So I was very excited to get in, but I'm still, this is the most nervous I've ever been about people seeing our movie for all those reasons. So
I guess it's funny, the 3rd year in, and because this one is so different, and when people get to see it, they'll see why we're saying that it's different for us. I had kind of an ease about it. Like I was the one to edit the whole time, and what was different for us in our process was in the last 2, anything creative we've ever done, Jay has always been in the edit with me, giving notes, helping to guide the film along with me, showing me what I can't see. But like I'd mentioned before, there's just such an intimate feeling to this one that I was able to just follow it. And I felt very comfortable about where it was leading. And when I would watch it, it just felt good to me. That's the only thing I knew to say was I feel this story coming through. So if it doesn't get in, it doesn't get in. I love the fest, but I'm so proud of what we've made. I'm just going to keep going. So that's how I felt. I was pretty confident, and then I went to the beach. And I was like, peace, I'm good.
Yeah. He's like,
Yeah.
let's just step away from it for a while.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's probably the best mindset to have. You know, once you release your art to the world, it kind of isn't yours anymore. It's going to be interpreted hundreds of ways by many different
like people have
eyes.
said before, the audience brings their own experiences to the film, and that completes the story. And I think that's going to be especially true with this one. So for the first time, I'm actually really eager for people to see it. Whereas before, I probably did have more nerves about like, oh, I hope they don't notice this or that. I hope they don't notice how incompetent I am. But in this one, I can see the flaws, but I'm really excited for people to feel what I feel whenever I watch it.
I just don't like not being funny. It just makes me very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I'm just like, because then it's just me acting. Oh,
Who wants to see that?
Who wants to see that?
So now you're saying you don't want to be a Days of Our Lives, you know, daytime
Correct.
drama actor, but you know, we
I
might
don't know.
see.
They're pretty comical.
Well, we might see something new come through in this film, and I'm very excited about it. But let's fast forward, you know, until the October 3rd, which is going to be the end of the festival, awards brunch, all the goodness. You know, you get there, everybody's kind of like nervous, and Gregory is coming up to the moment where he announces the grand prize winner.
Stop it, Stephen. I know where you're going with this. You just
Your
stop it.
name is called. What would that feel like for you? I'll even role play it for you.
Goody.
And the grand prize winner, Film Prize 2021-2022 is Nana Kidum, Jaya and Jacob McSharma. What is that feeling going to be like for you? And, you know, how would you react? What would you guys do with the prize money?
Well, that's an easy answer. I'm on unpaid leave from the hospital
that's
right
the
now,
money
and
answer
Mama's
right
not
there.
making any money. So judges, if you're out there, I'm a frontline COVID doctor who's been treating patients for 18 months, and I have an unvaccinated 2-year-old at home, and we need a way to make money that doesn't involve me killing my soul every day by watching people die. So please vote for Not a Good Thing, because we have no income. How's that? I didn't answer the question at all. That was actually just a bid for the judges to vote for us. No, how would
It's
you
never too
feel?
soon to
I would, mine would just be blown.
I would think
don't-
any honest artist would say the first feeling would be affirmation. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I am decent at this. That's the first thought that comes to mind for me. Because we did some, I'll say we made some bold choices with this one. And so if people actually really on the whole are into that, be like, okay, cool, we took some risk and you really liked it. And that feels good. I don't know, at the end of the day, it feels good for people to see what you see when you think something's good.
It would feel good for him because I had to cede creative editing control to him, which I've never done. I've always had my input. And this time he truly is like the director who made bold choices on set. So basically it would be an affirmation of Jacob.
Yeah,
No,
I
it would
need
be amazing.
I
Oh
just
my
told
God.
you 10 minutes ago, I'm needy. I'm insecure.
very
I'm
needy
an
and
artist
insecure.
that thinks I'm awful.
Please save our marriage. Just kidding. Our marriage is fine. He's like, cut it off. Oh, and also it's year 10. Isn't it year 10? So it would be amazing if we won this
It would feel
year.
good
I'm
to-
gonna be amazing if we won any year, but if we won this year with a heartfelt story in a pandemic, year 10, it would just be like some kind of universe signing like, yeah, go after your dreams and live the life of doing what you love, because what could be better than that?
Well, whoever wins should consider all that and feel that good.
Yes, true.
They
When the director of Anniversary, James Palmer, when he won and his speech was so heartfelt, I think about his speech all the time. So I think any artist who's ever put their baby out into the world and won a grand prize can only feel affirmation that, yes, I'm on the right path, because
Yeah.
it's a path that you're constantly questioning
Yeah.
all the time. So vote for McSharma's.
Well, this has been quite the delightful interview. We learned about your trials, your tribulations, your marriage on the rocks,
It's all coming out.
your need for all the monies, and it's been an all-around great time. So I'm going to take us out today, everyone. Again, my name was Stephen Knight. It was such a pleasure to be here today with Jaya and Jacob McSharma to talk about their amazing film, Nana Ki Doon, which is going to be available for you to screen and see at Prize Fest 2021. And remember, if you want to be a part of the amazingness that's going to be year 10 of Prize Fest on the ground, you will need to have a vaccination card. And that is for all attendees, volunteers, even us, and the artist. Everyone needs to be vaccinated or have a negative COVID test within 72 hours of wanting to attend the festival. But of course, you can get those tickets at prizefest.com. They're available for you now. Thank you guys one more time. And let's say bye to everybody. Bye, all.
Bye. I've been
guys.
vaccinated 3 times. Just do it.